I'm like, welcome to what you put in. Let's do this.
Well, we couldn't move the camera back anymore because it's on our kitchen table, but then I just realized we're in chairs, so we can just back
We
up.
can back up and everyone's in the frame. But we will have to get close to read the comments. Good morning, Lexi Levine.
Good morning.
Michael Marcus is fired up. That's a lot of goes. We're
That's
pumped to
one
be
go.
here.
It's a lot of O's.
That's a lot of goes. So we're going to begin today with opening takes. Sorry, take a sip of half calf. Half calf. This is not fully caffeinated yet.
Half calf.
Ever. Don't do it. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, everyone.
For those that don't know, this is the state's best math teacher and ukulele expert, Tara Beth Gundes.
Yeah. And this is Evron Joseph Gundes.
Great to be here with y'all.
I was going to say something flattering about you, but then you
Tom's ready. Hello, Tom. Lexi Levine, open and unlocked. Let's go.
Open and unlocked. Open and unlocked.
Fantastic. Great to see that this is starting to spread. More and more people joining what you put in. Hopefully you're getting something out of it. I see Anthony's in. Will Johnson's here. Great to see y'all. So we're going to start today with opening takes. So this is a first segment of the class where I would just love to hear as you wake up and start your day, what are your takes on life? We're going to start with Tara. Tara, what's on your mind today? This is a free-for-all. Just what are you thinking about? What's dominating your thoughts today?
So this morning, I actually was thinking about our segment today. We're talking about welcome to the now. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But I actually woke up this morning and it's raining, which, I mean, whatever, it rains and sometimes it's sunny and sometimes it rains. So it's a little bit gloomy today, and especially considering everything that's been going on. So this morning I woke up and put on the most colorful shirt that I own. So that's really honestly all I've been thinking about this morning was colorful shirt, tie-dye, coffee, and being excited for our segment.
I love it.
What about you? Tell me about your opening takes.
My
of this
brain
day.
is going a million miles an hour. I think for all of us, coronavirus is dominating a lot of people's brains. It's dominating my brain, and I'm thinking today about, I was thinking about student athletes today. College level, high school level, people that have put in so much work to get ready for their spring seasons and how this is affecting them. And my heart breaks for a lot of people that put a lot of time and effort into what they do in life and what they prepare for, and then they don't get those opportunities. But I think it's obviously we're in a scary time, a very uncertain time. And I'm just trying to wrap my head around, like, where's all this going? What can we do to help? What can we do to stay positive through it all and find opportunities in it where this is a tough one? And I think that's why today's topic I'm really excited about, because this is a topic that's not easy to talk about in times like this. We're going to dive right into staying in the present moment, what it means to stay in the present moment, why we don't stay in the present moment, how the brain changes things and why our mind is such a messed up place. But hopefully we're going to give you some tools and tricks to realize that there's a lot that's uncontrollable right now around us, but there's a lot that is controllable.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it all goes.
Cool.
How's everyone doing out there today? I know it's raining here in Cambridge, Mass. I don't know if we've got, who's on here who thinks they're from the furthest point away? We're in Cambridge. Who thinks they're the furthest away from Cambridge? Write down where you're from, and let's see who has joined from the furthest spot from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Let's see. Lorenzo says, me. Lorenzo, where are you joining what you put in from? Danielle Dalton's in New York City. So far, that's the furthest point from Cambridge. Luxembourg.
Oh, yep, Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
That's pretty far
Okay,
away.
Lorenzo, you are
close.
so far winning. Lexi is right in Brighton.
Oh, there's
Emma,
sunny in
it's-
Luxembourg.
Emma Lily, it's sunny in Luxembourg. We got a little rain here in Cambridge, but enjoy that sun. See, yesterday I went for a run. It actually felt really good. I stayed 6 feet away from everyone. It was kind of interesting. Maggie's joining us from Attleboro. It's pretty far away. I was dodging people left and right as I'm running down the street. I was running in the middle. First I was in the bike lane, then a biker came. I jumped out of the way into the middle of the road. I didn't want to be near the bikers, 6 feet from them. I was in the middle of the road, cars came. Went back to the sidewalk. People were coming at me. I'm like 6 feet from the people. I turned around, ran the other direction. I was a ninja of avoiding people,
Yeah,
6 feet at all
seriously.
times. I ran 2 miles. It must have been like 3 for all the little turns I took along the way. So I think it's a good way to get in better shape.
Yeah, I did a yoga video online in my own home, so I didn't have to leave.
We have someone from Hopedale, Tara.
Ooh.
Hopedale's where I grew up. That's my
Yeah.
hometown. How did you hear about what you put in? What is our connection to Hopedale? It's fascinating. Hopefully we'll get a little Hopedale crew here. That's a first
Wow.
Hopedale person.
Speaking of student athletes, do you want to talk about that? Hopedale.
Hopedale.
Congratulations, first of all.
This is our
Hopedale
final opening tape. Then we're
boys
getting into the.
basketball gets to the state finals for the first time in 20 years. The
Yeah.
last time was his senior
Yeah.
year. That was 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
guess what? Hopedale boys basketball. We got more Hopedale. Hopedale's crushing it.
Yes.
My hometown. I graduated like a million years ago, 2000. It was the last time we went to the state championship in basketball. That was my senior year. And this year they did it, and I'm so proud. They didn't get to play the game, but we'll take it. Mrs. Griffin told us about it. You tell Mrs. Griffin that she's a rock star. That's awesome. I love it. All right, let's get right into the lesson today, Tara. We're going to talk about welcome to the now, but before we do that, we have to start with gratitude.
Got it.
All right, so this is how we start every what you put in. Our first thing is gratitudes. Grab your journals, grab your pens. If you haven't already, we're going to talk about just identifying gratitudes. Yesterday we talked about building good habits into your life and creating an implementation intention, not just being like, I want to start writing gratitudes, but set it up. I will write 3 gratitudes at 7 a.m. in my bedroom. Like, set an intention like that with a time and a place, and you're 91% more likely to get it done. So what are you grateful for
You
today?
can also do them at night.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have to be 7
You
a.m.
can do them whenever you want.
You can wake up in the middle of the night if you want to. You can set an alarm. So Tara, what are you grateful for today?
So this morning I am super grateful for having my first meetings with my school. We're going to do a district-wide meeting with all the teachers to talk about what our plan is going forward, because we haven't up to this point had one. I mean, they have been working extremely hard on putting one together, and now finally it's time to roll it out to the teachers to give us a couple days to plan and figure it out for next week. Later today I have a meeting with my math department, and I miss my colleagues very much because I love them. And so I'm super excited to see them, and then next week I'll be super excited to see or talk to, or however it works, but get to interact again with my students because I miss them so very much. It's my everyday. So it hasn't been, and it's been very sad. So that is my gratitude today, and I'm just super excited, and I keep talking because I talk a lot when I'm excited. So Evren, take it away.
And we'd love to hear your
What are you
gratitudes.
grateful for?
You can type them into the comments. We'll read a couple. I'm really grateful today, honestly, for health. And I know it seems like a simple one, but like Tara and I are both healthy. Like, we're doing spot checks.
All right, Tom, a good book, chicken piccata, hand lotion, because your hands are so dry from washing them so much.
That's
well,
good.
Isn't that
That's
a great
good.
thing to hear?
Tara and I
See,
each have our own
that's-
thermometers.
I just have to mention
Yeah,
something really quickly. So you know how we talk about like, oh my goodness, my hands are so dry. That's a bad thing. But it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. It's
Yeah.
because you're washing your hands so much. And then you get to use hand lotion, which smells nice and feels good. So like sometimes a bad thing can actually be a pretty good thing. Sorry, continue.
No, I think it's absolutely true. We've been doing our spot checks, making sure we're healthy. We each got our own color thermometer. And I know it's a scary virus, and there's a lot of people that get very sick from this. And I'm just very honestly grateful that we're staying healthy here. We are holding strong to our social distancing. We haven't seen people we're on day 6 now, and we're keeping safe. And I think that's something I'm grateful for, that we wake up every day and we can do what you put in, and we can go and exercise, and we can go on with our lives as normal as possible.
Right.
Fun fact about Tara and I, it is our engage anniversary, and I'm grateful for that. My last gratitude, it's March 19th is the day that I proposed to the most incredible human being on earth. And we're going to celebrate tonight with a little homemade pasta. I think we're going to do some homemade pasta. Maybe even a meatball. I think I'm going to make some meatballs too.
Is it going to be gnocchi?
It's going to be gnocchi, yeah, it is. It's her favorite meal.
Oh, yes. All right, I'm
gotta
changing
do
my
it.
gratitude.
Gotta do it.
I'm not changing my gratitude. I'm adding on to my gratitude. I am grateful for gnocchi.
Beautiful. So gratitude, such a powerful force.
Also, wait, I feel
Yeah.
the need to clarify that my meetings later are all online. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not seeing any people, staying socially distanced, being responsible. I had to say
love
that.
that.
I had to. Okay.
It's good. No, we are.
Sorry, I don't know why
we're
I
taking our
just-
protocol seriously,
I
and I
can't
like
not
that.
interrupt you.
The more she interrupts me, the better. Anyway, focus on what you do have. Gratitudes are a great key to getting your life in focus to what you do have and not what you don't. And it's going to go a long way to helping you develop a positive attitude. We talked about first day, started thought, your attitude was fueled by gratitude. So keep those up every day. Set that implementation intention. I'm going to write down my gratitudes at this time in this place. Let's talk today about welcome to now. So we're in a time where it's easy to think about some other things. I'm going to put on, excuse me, I got a little frog in my throat.
No frogs.
It's the now, it's coming out.
The now.
Right now I have it. I'm going to put on my conductor hat. So we're going to take you on a little train ride. I don't have a real conductor's hat, so I'll have to use this. Pretend this is my conductor's hat on a train. I got my little conductor's whistle. I'm a soccer coach, so that's all I had. I don't have a real train whistle. So we're going to go on a little train ride with our brain, and we're going to go into the past, and we're going to start thinking about all the things that happened in the past. I'm going to think about yesterday's meal. I'm going to start thinking about what I did 2 weeks ago. I'm going to think about that state championship that we almost won in the year 2000. I'm going to think about the day that I got engaged to Tara. What a wonderful day. I'm going to think about the day that I got my heart broken by lesser people than Tara, and the day I broke people's hearts, and all the bad things from my past, the good things from my past, and now, oh my gosh, my brain is jumping. We're going to take the train of thought into the future now. I'm thinking about, when is this whole thing going to end? This coronavirus is stalling society. How are we going to ever recover? Where's the end game? Am I going to run leadership academies this summer? Let's go to the leadership academy. Are we not? Are we going to have a soccer season? Are we not? Where are we going to be in 10 years? What's the stock market going to do? Can it recover? Is this half cap going to do crazier things to me than I think? I don't know. Will I ever ski again? Where are we going?
Man, that gave me a lot of anxiety.
Okay, I'm taking off the conductor hat. The train of thought is back in the station. And hopefully this demo showed you that I shouldn't drink coffee, and also that the train of thought is always moving. Our brain, the way it works is it's always just shuttling back and forth from the past to the present, to the past to the future, to the past to the present, future, back and forth all the time. And it's an exhausting way to live. And it's just what the brain does. It's a blessing and a curse that we can think so much. What we want to talk about today, and the lesson is, how do you get your brain to lock into the present and where it is? And we're going to talk about why it's bad to go back and forth so much. So here it is. It all has to do with these things. Controllables versus uncontrollables. Two of the most important words that you're going to see. Thanks, Tara. Tara's going to hold. No, you can hold it up. Absolutely.
I thought that was like a thanks, Tara, meaning you can put that down now.
And
but it wasn't. He would just tell me.
we have
Thanks,
two thoughts in life, and two things in life that we have. It's things that we can control and things that we can't. And what I'd like to do is just interact with you all. What are some things that we can't control? What are some of our uncontrollables in life? You can write them here. We'll talk about them. I know, like, the weather's a complete uncontrollable. It's raining out right now. Total uncontrollable. We know that whether we're in school right now or not, uncontrollable. Whether we can go and interact with people, an uncontrollable. There's so many things that are uncontrollable in our life. And there's also things that are complete controllables. What are some things that we can control?
Just gonna put it down.
We can control our attitude and our actions. We can control how we feel about other people and how we treat other people. Can we control how other people treat us? Not at all. No. So other people's actions are uncontrollable. And we have so many different things that are controllable, uncontrollable. What it comes down to is that the biggest uncontrollable we have is our past. It's our future. You can't go back in the past and manipulate things and then jump back into the present. You can't jump into the future, manipulate how that looks, and then jump back into the present. Complete uncontrollables. Now, here's why it's dangerous, is that when we are living in a world that's an uncontrollable and our whole focus on our brain is on something we can't control, it stresses us out. It's stressful to focus on an uncontrollable. How many people know that person that wakes up every day and their whole life and their mood and their affect is determined by the weather? And they're like, oh my gosh, it's raining again. It's cold out, and they're focusing on that, and they're like, I wish it were just sunny. And you can feel the stress. You can see the stress build. And that's a dangerous place to be, because when you get stress and anxiety and those levels raise in your body, what's doing that? So the lesson, the science behind it is it's cortisol, baby. It's the stress hormone released from your brain. You feel stress and anxiety, a lot of that's caused by that cortisol hormone flooding your body. And what's dangerous about cortisol and cortisol flooding your body is that it does a few things to you physically. It causes muscle weakness. It causes mood swings. It causes higher blood pressure. It causes rapid, uncontrollable at times weight gain. Cortisol is a dangerous hormone that's released when you get excess levels of stress and anxiety. And so much of that is caused by focusing on uncontrollables. So we are trying to reduce stress, we're trying to reduce anxiety, and a large majority of our stress and anxiety is caused by focusing on the past and having our train of thought focus on the future. So if we're sitting at home right now and we're just focused on where's this all going, we have no idea what's happening in the future, coronavirus is taking over, the world is on hold, we don't know what's going to happen, that's going to cause stress and anxiety in the present. Our body's going to flood with this cortisol.
Right, and that doesn't mean it's not okay to reminisce or reflect on the past or to plan and think about your future. We all need to have a plan, especially in times like this, but that's where most of our thoughts are living. So when we start thinking about that, when we start getting worried and anxious, those are the times that we want to take a breath and find ourselves in the present moment and in this space where we can see that we're okay right now. At this exact moment, I'm okay.
So what we're going to do right now is jump into some techniques for how we can get our brain to stay in the present moment, how we get the train of thought to leave the past, leave the future, and just hang out.
I don't like that.
In the present moment. That's the station we want the train of thought to land in and just hang out in. We want to control our levels of cortisol and our stress. And the present moment is all we do have control over. It's being present in the now. It's also being present in the here. And these are two important words, now and here. And we oftentimes think about staying present in the now as like time, like, okay, it's 9:20 a.m. We're getting into the technique section of what you put in. And like, okay, we can be now, it's 9:20, but what about here? Is your train of thought going into what's happening worldwide? Is it going into what's happening in the town next door? What's happening in your neighbor's house? You have no control over anywhere other than the bubble that is like right here, right in the space you're in. And so often we forget that that's part of our controllable and uncontrollable world too. We think about trying to manipulate other areas or thinking about what's happening in Italy. I know that we want to have empathy for what's happening in other parts of the world, but we also don't want to live there and focus on that solely, because that's going to take our brain, our train of thought out of the present. So being present is not just about being in the here, it's also about being in the now. It's also about being in the here. So here's a couple techniques for you. I'm going to give you the first one.
I was going to give him the first one.
All right, let's rock, paper, scissors
So,
for it.
no, okay. But I'm still going to do it first.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. She wins. She said it.
No, I actually lost.
I know, but you said no matter what, you're going to do it first. So
All right.
you get it.
So, okay, I'm only doing this because I actually literally am doing exactly the thing that I'm going to talk about today, because that train whistle thing, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like loud
I'm
noises,
done
and
with
that
that.
was right in my ear, so it brought my anxiety up to
That's
here.
my bad.
And I immediately picked up my coffee cup, and if anyone was here yesterday watching or has watched our video, which is on Instagram TV, is that what it's called? Instagram, I don't know. Anyways, if anyone watched our video from yesterday, I did a breathing technique of putting your fingers together. So I'll go through it again, because it's always good to build habits and see something for a second time. So I'm going to back up a little so you can see both of us. So it was to take a breath in, and as you're breathing in, to pull your fingers apart and count to 4. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you exhale, put the fingers back together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take one more breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the reason that I do that, and I kind of just did it unknowingly, is as I've built that habit, that's a breathing technique I use multiple times a day, every day pretty much. And as I've started to build that habit, I now have things like my coffee cup, which I always have my like taller to-go cup. But I can grab the cup, it's a little bit warm, and I feel it between my fingers, and I can tap my fingers, and it reminds me to take those breaths. A lot of times when I'm teaching, if I feel myself to start losing my patience a little bit, I will put my hands together and just take a deep breath and reset myself, because there's no reason I should be losing my patience with my students. If they don't understand something, or I didn't explain something well, it's more of a reset for me so that I can get myself back into a good headspace and explain something better or explain something differently, so that we can get on the same page, because I'm really there. I'm there for them to make their lives easier. So that was why I just took over and am doing my technique first.
It's a great
but now
technique.
We do have
And
this
it
technique.
goes back to yesterday. Make that a habit. Every day, put that as part of your implementation intention of, when I wake up in the morning at this time, I'm going to do 30 seconds of Tara's breathing exercise. That's going to lock you into the present moment. It's going to give you all those feelings of, I have control over what's happening around me in the here and the now. And it's a great thing to add to your habits. My technique is great for everyone. It's also solid for athletes. And for those that know me, I love to work with athletes. I'm fascinated by sports. DSGS, anybody on there yet? We're going to try and get someone out there, but just for life.
This just for that.
And this is a great technique for athletes and for anyone that's trying to perform their best in the present moment. I call it a now I am statement. And we use this with Mariners volleyball, go Mariners. And when you're in those moments where you're trying to perform, let's say you're taking the last shot of the game, you're at the free throw line to win it, and your team is down by 1, you got 2 free throws left, and you know there's no time on the clock, you drain these 2, you're gonna win. There's 2 ways you could look at this. Oh my gosh, if I hit these 2, we win. Holy cow, if I miss these 2, we lose. And that's your brain, your train of thought going immediately into the future. No whistle, I promise. And you're going to not perform as well in that moment. So I use a now I am statement. We talk about the brain going into the past and the future. Where's the body always? Always in the present, always. The beauty of your body is that your physical being is always in the present. It can't time travel like your brain can. It can't go into the past or the future. It is where it is. And your body gets pretty annoyed at you sometimes, your brain, when it's like, hey, I'm trying to perform right now, like here in the now, and you're going out somewhere else. Can you lock in with me, please? So give your body that chance to lock into the present using a now I am statement. And it's really just, what is your body doing now? So I'm using one right now. I'll say to myself, now I am sitting. Now I am putting on my train of thought conductor hat. Now I am taking it off.
Now I am taking his whistle and putting it over here.
Now I am picking up my pen, and now I am writing. Now I am smiling. Like, I use that. That's a body function that I'm locking into. If I'm at the free throw line and I've got 2 free throws to win it and there's no time on the clock, this is what I'm doing as a high performing athlete, which I'm not yet there. I can run long distances, that's about it. But if I'm at the level that some of you are at,
Shoo! This just for life.
Discus for life, Hope Shoe. And I'm at the free throw line, and I'm all I'm doing at that point is I'm saying, now I am dribbling the ball. Now I'm feeling the ball. Now I'm looking at the hoop. Now I am making a perfect follow through. It is a great tool, this now I am statement, to getting the past and the future thoughts out of your brain and locking into exactly the moment, the here and the now that you're in. And I use these all the time when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, anxious, stressed. I can feel the blood pressure going. My face is starting to flush. I know that my brain's playing tricks on me and trying to bring in too much from the past and the future. Simple. Now I am standing on the ground. Now I am looking around at what's around me. Now I am seeing that painting on the wall.
Now I am breathing.
And you can use the now I am statement so often in life. So some great techniques for you. We want you locking into the now and here. We want you focusing on the controllables. There's a million things in the world right now that we don't have control over. If you start to feel yourself getting stressed or anxious or feeling that moment where your body's starting to freak out, your brain's starting to freak out, ask yourself, is this a controllable or is this an uncontrollable? And if it's an uncontrollable, start locking yourself in, do a quick breathing technique, do a quick now I am statement, and that's how you're gonna lock back into where you should be, where the power is of life, which is the now and the here.
Right. Really the reasons that the now I am statements and the breathing techniques work so well is because it gives us that chance to slow down and reset our brain. So yesterday when I was taking my online yoga class indoors, avoiding people completely, my yoga instructor, Lisa, wonderful mentor and wonderful human, said at the end of the class, when things get crazy, for fast acting relief, slow down. And I just thought that quote was amazing, and I wanted to share it with you all since she shared it with us, paying it forward, keeping that quote going, because I mean, it's just so true. For fast acting relief, slow down. And the way to slow down is use now I am statements, use your breathing techniques.
That's our start thought for the day.
Ooh.
Put it in start thought form.
Ooh, okay.
Get out your journals, write them down.
Get out your journals. Start thought. When things get crazy, for fast acting relief, slow down. When things get crazy, for fast acting relief, slow down. I should say that one more time. That was a long
I think
right?
you all give it 3 every time. I love it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
go for it.
Okay. When things get crazy, for fast acting relief, slow down. So thank you, Lisa, for sharing that with me.
As we come to an end of our Thursday, March 19th, Engage-iversary, What You Put In segment, we want to do a book recommendation for y'all. This is a Will Huebner asked us to do this, and all of you can DM us at our Instagram page and give us some suggestions. What do you want to know about? What are some topics you want us to cover on What You Put In? Will Huebner was like, hey, you guys got a great book to recommend for life and what we're doing? Here you go. One of the best books I ever read in my life. It's called The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. You want to talk about focusing on the controllables versus uncontrollables, gaining a powerful mindset? This is the one. I can't see, look at how I've tabbed this thing as I've read it 3 times in my life. I even have a signed copy from my best friend Tom who got it for me. I've highlighted, I've made notes. The Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. Great for all leaders out there, great for athletes, great for people, driven people trying to perform better in life every day. Grab a copy. It's unbelievable. Easy read. I dare you to tab as many times as I have. The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. So with that, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
As always, we've got 1,000 bonus points to give out.
Yeah, hold on. And I just have to explain something because as we were informed yesterday, the comments come up in a different order on different people's phones, I think because of a lag. So we're just saying whatever we see first on our end. So just to throw that out there, I don't want anyone to feel slighted, but we're going to continue to do this even though we know that there's a lag situation occurring, but it's whatever comes up first on our phone. Because this is just so fun. Because everything's canceled. School's canceled, sports are canceled, Tom Brady basically canceled, right? Restaurants are canceled, stores are canceled. But you know what's not canceled? Our fun little competition where you can win 1,000 bonus points at the end of our segment.
And they're all redeemable for absolutely nothing. So thank you for joining us.
Don't you want them?
What you put in is...
I'm so excited. This is like...
Who's going to get the 1,000 today? Who's it going to be? Where the lag plays a part. You got to figure out.
So interesting.
Caitlin Wilson! She got it. Well done, Caitlin. 1,000 bonus points, redeemable for absolutely nothing. Hey, it's all about what you put in. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the last segment of the week. Bring your friends. Let's get the party started. We got a new theme for you. Check our story later for what the theme's going to be. DM us for ideas, things you want to learn
that means
about.
Direct message for those of you who don't know.
And we're so excited to share with you some more lessons on self-empowerment, living your best self. Focus on what you can control today, not what you can't. Have a great day, everyone.